What's going on, guys? I'm Manus Foy, and welcome to Joe's Beer Club. So this week we're going to be trying Saisons, which are also known as farmhouse style ales. So this beer came about in the 19th century when Belgian farmers used the long cold winter months to make this beer. They'd then crack on with the farming, and after a long hard day in the sun, they'd crack one of these beers open, and these farmers were called Saisonniers. First up, we have Talti Farmhouse Saison from the White House Brewing in Sligo. I love when Irish breweries take a classic style and put their own twist in it, and that's exactly what we have here. The concept is to design a beer from the Middle Ages, and in doing so, they've aged the beer for 24 months in French oak barrels. So quite pale in colour, and this is what I'd expect from a Saison, although they can come in a lot of different styles depending on what they're aged in and what certain types of barrels they're aged in. So almost a wine-like front note off it. Lots of funk, lots of farmhouse funk off it as well. It tastes like it's wild, it's made on a farm, a little bit of sharpness, a little bit of tartness, but not what I was actually expecting from this beer at all. So next up, we have Surette Saison from Stave Brewing in Colorado. Surette just translates to tart, so I'm expecting this one to be away from the norm, a little bit more sour with that farmhouse funk throughout the whole thing. So yeah, I'm expecting a different body and a lot of funk in this one. So straight away it's a darker colour. This would be down to the type of oak that it's aged in. Not too dark, but a slightly bit darker than the last one. The nose on this one is completely different. It's funky, there's a lot of tart to it, it's super, I know it's gonna be way more sour than the last one just by the nose. Wow, really living up to its name. Super tart. I can actually feel it in the back of my throat. Wincing, it's like an old school sweet that you used to eat. Wow. An incredible beer, but if you don't like sour beer, this is not for you. Saison is usually nowhere near this sour. This is more in the style of a lambic. An amazing beer, but if you don't like sour beer, don't get a Surette. So our final beer this week is Saison Dupont from Brasserie Dupont in Belgium. This beer came about in 1844 and is considered the hallmark of this style throughout the world. So for anybody looking to try just a classic, perfect version of this beer, this is the one to go for. This is the epitome of Saison. So this is the classic colour. It's much paler than the other two, and that's because it's not 24 months aged in oak barrels. It's just classic Saison style. It's been bottle fermented, so you can see it's a little bit active inside. The nose is super crisp, lots of citrus off it. Wow. Wow, what a classic style. Reminds me of being on holidays. Very, very dry, ice cold beer. It almost reminds you of being at Oktoberfest or over in Belgium or in Holland, away with friends and just having this unnamed beer that you don't know and thinking, what the hell is this? So good, and just a classic style. You know it's a classic style straight away. So guys, just to recap, we have Talti from White House Brewing that comes in at 4.4%. We have Surette from Stave Brewing that comes in at 6.2%. And we have Saison Dupont from Brasserie Dupont that comes in at 6.5%. All these beers are completely different, albeit within the same variety. I can only, however, pick one beer this week, and the winner for me has to be Saison Dupont. Just for the simple fact that anybody looking to try this beer or get a grasp for what the style is all about, this is the beer to go for. This is the classic epitome of Saison. So, Saison Dupont, my winner this week. Sláinte.